Hey everybody, good morning. So today I wanted to talk about your brand and branding a little bit because when I had posted my video about social media, Ashlyn had a great question and she wanted to know what I was talking about when I talked about branding. So in order to talk about branding, let's talk about your brand. Basically your brand, you can't make it up, it's who you are. So for example, let's just use me for a second. So my brand is I'm the fierce mama. I love health and wellness. I'm passionate about gut health, cleaning, cooking. I love my daughter. I love my husband. I'll talk about that in a minute. But it's like who you are. It's the things that you care about. And it's like when somebody thinks of you, what do they think of? So I, like a year ago, sat down with pen and paper and wrote down the things that were true to me, that were my brand, and that when people thought of, they thought of me. And sometimes you have to ask people because it's kind of introspective and you have to think, but it's a really good exercise to do. So like, let's use Ashlyn for an example. Ashlyn loves coffee and she loves Jesus and her husband. She loves teenagers. She loves her family. She loves photography. Hey, Sarah. She loves photography and all sorts of different things. So when I think of Ashlyn, that's what I think of. Sarah just said hello. When I think of Sarah, I think of she's so creative. She's always making cool things and she's got the biggest heart and she cares for people and she's always like making cool stuff in her backyard. And cooking neat things, and she's funny, things like that. So it's about who you are. Hannah just joined. What's Hannah's brand? Hannah is so good with kids. Hannah is great at creating things with her hands. She is very welcoming with people into her home. Like those are the things. Hannah loves sports. So those are the things that are true to you. So that's your brand. Don't make it up. Sit down with a pen and paper and think about like, what are the things that I care about? So there's your brand. Let's talk about branding. Okay, branding. For example, I'm going to talk about how I did it for a minute. Like when you go to my social media, when you go to my Facebook personal page, that's my brand. Like it's like walking into my home. If you were to walk in my home, you would see what's important to me. You would see pictures of the things that I love. You would see books and magazines. You would see me. And so that's like what your Facebook profile is. People see your brand there. They see the things that you love. My mom challenged me to do this. So my mom gets all the credit. She's wonderful. If you haven't liked her page, Melissa Werner, you need to. But anyway, so my mom's great. And her challenge to me was for 365 days, post one photo a day on my personal Facebook page and just about me, not about oils. Sometimes oils were in the background but not a peep about essential oils. It was about me. It was about who I was and what I cared about. And I didn't even have to do the full 365 days because like many of you probably know, with the spit and all those things, like that's branding. That's what I've been doing. And all it is giving people snapshots into my life. And it creates a following of people who want to see what you have to say and care about what you have to say. And then you can start mixing in talk about essential oils. But you have to create that following, I think, without that, just kind of in the background. So once I had enough people, I created a business page where I felt free to talk about oils and I felt like people could go there if they wanted to know more. But so my challenge to you is to put a photo up every day that depicts who you are, your brand, and what you care about and what's important to you. It's a really good exercise. It's really powerful. And regardless of what you do with that, I think that's good. That's like personal development right there. So there's your brand. It's who you are. That's how you go about branding. I hope that's helpful to you, but I feel like if that's the way you approach social media, you will be amazed at the like relationships and the connections and all those things. So that's what I have for you. Ashlyn, that was a great question. If anybody else has more questions, I will hop on and answer them another day, but that's it for today. So go post some photos, write down what your brand is, and start branding.